My name is Remains of the West, reaching you live and direct from the heart of Africa. If this is your first time watching me on this channel, you are highly welcome. This is the place where we separate the facts from the fiction, the science from the superstitions, and the concepts from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today I'll be talking about the US Israel versus Iran war debacle, and of course, Jeffrey Epstein. The funny thing about this issue is that since the war started, nobody is mentioning anything about Jeffrey Epstein anymore. And before the start of this war, all the major news channels were all about the Jeffrey Epstein incidents. In fact, we have started hearing the airlines coming to testify. I believe the last person to testify was the former president of America, uh, the person in the name of we know him, of course. I'm not going to call his name, but he testified, and he was very angry that he should be called to testify. He and his wife were called to testify. He was very angry that his wife never even met the man. She didn't even go to the Highland. Okay, let me just call the name Hillary Clinton. And why should they have to call his wife to testify? He was angry in that video. The impression was that what I insinuated from that video was that he said so many things that you have to infer. He was very angry that he was not the only person that knew this man, that went to his island, that visited his island. He did not understand why his picture should be showcased with this man. And of course, other people have been there before. Even Donald Trump have been seen with Jeffrey Epstein. So why is he being called to a grand jury to testify if he knows anything about this man and what was his relationship with the person in question? He waited that if he's going to go down, other people apparently are going to go down with him. And we know the other people that are going to go down with him. So immediately he did that testimony. I think it's not up to 2 to 3 days. And this war started. Donald Trump quickly, in conjunction with Israel, invaded or attacked Iran. And we are in that situation today. Now, since that attack started, no news station have mentioned anything about Jeffrey Epstein anymore. It's all about the war. Going forward, how they're attacking Iran, how Iran is attacking back, and how America is winning the war, destroying Iran, trying to demolish Iran, killing people left, right, and center. Israel going into Lebanon. It's like Israel is like they are like a kid in a candy store. They have been waiting for this opportunity for so long. They have been planning this for so long, and now is the time to strike. They don't want to take any chances. Now, what is the implications of this, or why did Trump choose to go this route? What we are hearing from the grapevine, and what many of these news channels are not saying, is that Donald Trump was also mentioned in the Epstein files. In fact, his name was mentioned over, according to some reports, over 1,000 times in the emails. And Donald Trump was said to be patronizing that island, or rather, he has a very close relationship with this Jeffrey Epstein fella. And he was sort of blackmailed due to the things that they have on him. So, in the interest of silencing this story, he has to go to war with Israel to fight Iran, which is the wish of Israel. So what do they really have on Donald Trump that we push him to want to cover his track or to want to die this case. Is what we don't really know. But what we are still hearing again is that Jeffrey Epstein has close ties with Israel intelligence and was apparently working for the Mossad. And he has been stalking these fights against the allies of the Western world in order to blackmail them in case maybe Israel needs any favor. They can be able to blackmail anybody since they have debt on everybody possible. They can blackmail the person to force them to do what they want to do. That in essence, Jeffrey Epstein was working for the Mossad as an agent that was used to blackmail or to gather information or to set up people whereby they will have some things on you in case they want to do something in the future. They are going to use that method to force you to do whatever they want to do. So this is what we are hearing concerning this man, and that's why it was so powerful. He has been shielded for so long because he was working for a foreign intelligence agency, and there seems to have some debt on Donald Trump that he will not like to see coming into the public eyes. So apparently he was forced or he was cajoled to do what they want to do by going to war with them to destroy Iran. And according to what is on ground is that if he does this, this matter is going to be permanently closed and nobody will hear anything about it anymore. And it's also a win-win situation for him in the sense that he has always hated Iran. He has always tried to attack them in the past. And he really wants to see them gone. He's struggling for regime change. And this is something that we also kind of give him credibility among the Republican caucus at home. And of course, he did it. So hence the reason that since the war started, we don't hear anything about the Jeffrey Epstein case file anymore. And I'm very sure that we are not going to hear anything about the case of Jeffrey Epstein anymore, especially with the support of Israel. Israel is going to make sure that no major news network ever carry this story anymore. With the latest information that an Israeli person is trying to buy CNN if they have not already bought CNN. So they apparently control CNN and they control most of the major news outlets in the world. So with what they have just done, I don't think we'll hear about that case anymore from any major news outlets. So it's a win-win situation for Trump. Israel gets, Iran gets to be destroyed, and Israel will not have any opposition in the Middle East anymore. And of course, they are going to go after Hezbollah with everything possible, and they are going to squash Hezbollah. They are going to take as much land as possible from Lebanon, and they hold true for this real. So, still on the Jeffrey Epstein issue, what was on ground before is that I've been able to infer that the current American administration have been trying to use those files to go after the Democratic elites in America. Any big shots that was named in that file that is a Democrat, I believe Republican in the future, a few Democrats might be exposed or indicted, and we are not going to really see any Republican person being indicted in that files anymore, or if possible, that issue will just go down and will just disappear into the parliament of history. So this is the thing. So what is the situation is with Iran now is that we don't really know. Apparently they have been quiet for the last 2 days. America is saying that they have totally destroyed their air defense system, they have destroyed their navy, and Iran is completely out of action, but that is still yet to be examined. And what are the implications of this thing? For the Arab world, we don't really see anything that will happen. We have always known Arab people to be always lying docile when one of the countries attacked, and Iran is not seen to really have any friends in the world. Apparently, one is expecting that maybe Russia will come to speak on their behalf or will do something on behalf of Iran. Even China have been really really quiet about the whole situation. I don't see them really actually doing anything. So I was kind of wondering what is the interrelationship between Iran, China, and Russia. I was under the impression that there is friends that we want to look at or protect one another in case there is a war on Iran. I don't see like Russia will want to see Iran fall, but apparently Russia seems to be quiet about these things to see Iran fall. I mean, if Iran is destroyed, who do you think will be next for the American industrial war complex? Probably Russia, which is already on the shopping block with Ukraine, but that will be a very difficult task for America. I don't think already they have an altercation with Taiwan, which America is supporting, and apparently they also have something entanglement with Philippines, which is an American colony. So after Iran falls, if Iran falls, what will be the next target for America going forward? It will probably be China. They seems to be taking a lot of attention from America. So once Iran falls, the Middle East will be flat, and I think America will not have time to turn their attention towards China, and it will be because of the East China Sea and Taiwan will be the main excuse for this kind of intrusion. So this is what will naturally follow if Iran is gone. So this is what we should expect next from the American war machine. So the way the world is nice, apparently, like every country seems to be on its own, apart from NATO, that is organized in a way whereby they always plan in unity to attack one country. I don't really see any other group of countries having this kind of unity or this kind of a union to protect each other when they have been attacked. Okay, maybe a BRICS nation will have something like this, but I'm not sure if it is that solid. We don't see Iran was never a founding member of BRICS. BRICS is composed of Britain, Russia, India, and China as the primary members. Maybe BRICS countries have this kind of the major primary members have this kind of understanding. But Iran was indicted recently into BRICS, but I don't think they have that the same solid partnership. And I believe Ethiopia is there. Saudi Arabia is also a member of BRICS as well, and a few other countries that is there. So if America choose to come for any of the BRIC countries, which will be China in particular, are we going to see South Africa or Russia coming out in defense of China? I don't really think so. So the way the world is now is that every country you have to provide for your own private security. There is need for that closer cohesion among countries, but can it really get to that point whereby they can unify militarily in case somebody wants to attack them? I don't really see it happening. It's like every man for himself. They only come together to do business, to sell you something, to sell maybe goods or oil, weapons or gas. And if you are under attack, the rest people will keep quiet. We saw this with Libya. We saw this with Syria. We saw this with Venezuela recently. And now we are seeing this with Iran. One is expecting that maybe Russia or China will come in their defense, but nobody came. So probably when they come for China, I don't see anybody coming out in their defense as well. So I think this will be like this for quite some time. It's such a shame actually to see these kind of things happening in the world, and other countries just have to watch and see what happens. So right now, America is still the blue elephant in the room, and they get to do what they want to do. United Nations cannot be able to do anything to penalize them or persecute them or even call them to order. It seems nobody can be able to call them to order concerning this kind of thing, and it is just what it is. So once again, we are witnessing this colonial hegemony of American oppression or repression of perceived enemies in the world today, and it is what it is. So we also see the unnecessary aggression of Israel concerning this, how a country like Israel will go any lengths to make sure that their perceived enemies are destroyed, which in this case is Iran and of course their Arab neighbors. And apparently all these people have the same religious orientation. I mean, they are all Abrahamic uh, religions. They are all father came from Abraham. The Quran and the Torah and the Bible is all filled with the same spiritual connotations from the same gods. So apparently these people, they believe in the God of war. They don't believe in that heaven to deceive naive Africans. So they believe in actually fighting, going to war, and oppressing and taking things from other people, pushing their will into this cosmic existence rather than waiting for God to effect change. So apparently they don't practice what they preach. They don't practice the peace that they so-called preach in their holy books. So we witness this, and it is what it is. I don't know if Iran should be blamed for being the way they are. I mean, Iran have this kind of behavior whereby they believe that they are self-sufficient in everything, that they are capable to fight America, capable to fight Israel. There are some people that I see about Iran, they are not those kind of people that feel that they will ask for help for anything. They don't need help for anybody. They don't need assistance from anybody. They believe that they can do things by themselves, own detriments. I mean, if they have wanted nuclear weapons, they could have asked North Korea to give some of them. They could have asked Russia or China to give them one or two. But they are thinking of creating this thing by themselves. And it was taking too long for them to develop. So this is what has led to their invasion by foreign power. I believe strongly that if they have had these nukes in their territory, America would never have thought of invading them. If they are having difficulty creating the nukes, they could easily have bought it from North Korea or China or Russia, which I believe those people can spare 2 or 3 nukes to give to them. But maybe their own arrogance and pride, they have refused to ask from help from their so-called allies. They have refused to ask for help, and now they are in this situation. I don't think they can be able to get this help anymore. As these people kind of have their own certain level of pride in them, and the pride apparently is not backed up by enough weaponry or machinery to defend that pride. So we kind of witnessing the wanton destruction of Iran. So what lessons can we learn from this? That we should not be too prideful to ask for help from our friends. If we cannot do something or we're having difficulty achieving a goal, we can ask help from people that already accomplished that feat, and they can help us to solve that problem for us. I'm sure if they have asked nicely, North Korea and China and Russia could have helped them to solve this problem by giving them some of these things. And maybe if they have these things in their backyard, then they can work on developing it. But you don't have these things and you're struggling on yourself, and you're still giving the impression that you are doing okay, and you are struggling economically, struggling materially, struggling financially, but you are still giving the impression that you are fine, everything is okay with you. But in reality, everything is not okay with Iran. I mean, we can see Last February protests, whereby the youth of Iran came together for almost 3 weeks. They wanted to change the government. They are tired of the harsh economic policy, and worst of all, the youth really want to see that supreme uh, Ayatollah office gone. They are tired of religion being used to control their life. The youths came out and they said that they want this office of the supreme leader of Iran, this Ayatollah office, they want it scrapped. And they want the religion gone. They want to have a secular country at least. During that protest, the youths they burnt over 300 mosques in the country, and they wanted this office gone. America took advantage of this to start this war, but I think they went too far by killing civilians, especially the bombing of the school of girls, of killing over 160 girls. I think that was a major mistake, which America and Israel will not want to take credit for. So actually, the youth don't want the religion. They are tired of this Ayatollah Khomeini using religion to control their lives. I don't think religion should be used to control anybody's life. And of course, America seems to key into this. They killed the supreme leader, which was the first line of action, hoping the youth to the people will revolt. But I think they did too much destruction. They killed the supreme leader, and they have destroyed the council that elects this supreme leader, which may be a good thing for the people, which the youths actually want to see gone. So I don't know how the face of the new Iran will look like now. And I don't know. These people are very prideful, apparently. They don't like to beg people. They don't want to ask for assistance. They see themselves as they used to be a world power. If you trace the history of Iran, that is where they have ancient Babylon. They see themselves as a very ancient people, ancient world power from the Sumerian time, the Babylonian time. And they don't know that times have changed. Now, so the thing is raining, you need to have. If you don't have, you need to buy. You don't want to buy, and you are taking too much time to create your own. So this is a problem. So this is what we are witnessing with Iran now. I don't think they are very prideful people. I I'll be so surprised if Iran will ask anybody for assistance. They apparently have never asked anybody for assistance before. So how will it look like to ask for help? I don't know how they are going to do this, but I believe if they ask for help from the right people can still help them. That is what I believe in this case. So we see the total destruction of this office of the supreme leader by America and Israel. So they are hoping for a new face of Iran, whereby the youth will take over the country. With so much destruction and chaos going on, I'm not sure if how that is going to work. Except they already have a puppet leader in place that they are ready to install to create the new Iran or Iran. And the name also is confusing. Some people call it Iran, some people call it Iran. We in Africa we call it Iran, but there's no A in the place, so it's Iran or Iran. Which one we will take? So maybe they need to change the name of the country. I don't know. But one thing I'm sure is that it will no longer be an Islamic republic. Maybe it's going to be a democratic republic, as America is always fond of bringing democracy. It will be the Democratic Republic of Iran or Iran, or maybe something new. And it will be under the shadow of Israel, just like Syria is under the shadow of Israel. And we don't know what we go from here, but we are still watching as events unfold. So it is what it is. And I believe it's a win-win situation for Trump. He has taken down Venezuela, and he has taken down Iran or Iran. Okay, so I don't know if something is really running there. But we are still watching here how it's going to go. So it's quite funny actually. But it's such a shame in the sense that we have to witness this kind of thing. America is supposed to be bigger than this, but apparently the majority of Donald Trump is the bullying mentality, the racist, misogynistic mentality, or the Islamophobia mentality is what we are witnessing here. The fear of the rise of radical Islam is something else. But why this is happening, if it will be also a good idea if some of the terrorists in Nigeria can also be bombed with the kind of flavor that they used to bomb Iran. Because now most of the terrorists in the Middle East, apparently they have migrated to Nigeria right now in West Africa. So we have a lot of terrorist operations going on. Al Qaeda, Daesh, Islamic State, Lakwara, Boko Haram. All these are the new. West Africa is like the new hotspot for terrorism in the world right now, with Nigeria in the forefront. So the way they're bombing all these guys, if they can also shift to come and bomb some of these terrorists in West Africa, I think it will also be a good idea as well. Recently, they sent 200 American soldiers to Nigeria. I don't know what they are doing. If they are clearing grass, I don't know. If they are digging natural resources, we don't know. But terrorists are still killing Nigerian soldiers every day. Recently, 3 days ago, they killed 50 Nigerian soldiers. We didn't hear any statement from even our own government or anybody that is in charge of that department. They were just total silence. So the terrorism is kind of shifting to West Africa now. So maybe these bombings, they can direct some of them to come and bomb some of the terrorists in Nigeria. It would be a good idea. Okay, I'm just saying it too. They should not waste all their bomb on Iran. They should come to bomb Nigeria. We also have a terrorist government here in Asu Rock, a government that is sponsoring terrorism, a government that does not know itself, a government that is a criminally minded government. If they can mistakenly or directly or indirectly drop some bombs in some specific places, it may be a good idea to liberate these countries from some old, senile old men that don't know what they are doing, from the likes of these our commissioners that are women were perhaps commissioner, those ones that are trying to sleep with people's wife, the commissioner of works, and the Makbabio and the Tinubu. If they can come to rescue this country from the kind of people we have in our Senate that are fighting against the real-time transmission of or the terrorist in powers we have in Nigeria, a good idea if they can come to look into this matter and drop some bombs, read some of these issues. It will not also be a bad idea. And if we have terrorist sympathizers in the country that are also in the government, claiming that terrorists are our brothers and sisters that are here to help us, people that are saying this from the office of the National Security Advisor, all these kind of people that are in this country doing all these kind of things that are supposed to be protecting us, it will be a good idea that some of these things can be looked into so that there can be peace in West Africa as well, and democracy can survive and thrive in West Africa as well. So we should also consider all these kind of things if we want to talk more about bombing of terrorists all over the world. It will not be such a bad idea. Or what do you think about it, since this is the season of bombing? People just dropping bombs left, right, and center, bombing ships and submarine and everything, and drones and everything. It will not be such a bad idea if some of these old people that are living in Nigeria, that are wearing diapers and calling themselves our presidents and our grandfathers, if some of these people that are there, it will not be such a bad idea. So we see this happening in the world today, and we are all witnessing all these kind of things. And we don't have anything to say concerning all these kind of things, but we have to talk our minds from time to time. So Iran is there. It's such a shame that this is happening in the Middle East. But we wish them well, and we wish them the best. Okay. So this is what I will say today on this channel. I would like to know your own thoughts and opinions concerning this issue. Questions and comments are welcome, and I would still like to hear more about the Jeffrey Epstein files if possible. We should not allow this war to cloud the judgments. If anybody is found guilty inside those files, they should be brought to justice. Even if it's Donald Trump or any of his henchmen, they should be exposed. Not only Bill Clinton and his wife should be called to testify. I believe Trump should also be called to testify as well, to tell us what he knows about Jeffrey Epstein. But with this war, I don't think anybody will dare call him to come and testify. So it is what it is. So I thank you all for watching today. Questions and comments are welcome. Please like and share this video. And when you share this video, subscribe to the channel. And when you subscribe, endeavor to hit the all notification sign, so that anytime I post videos like this, you can hit the bell button. You will get my names, you get my articles, you get my shorts, and you will not miss anything that comes out of this channel. Okay. And of course, if you have not gotten any of my books, there's a lot of books for you guys too. I've written a lot of books here that will help you to develop your knowledge of African spirituality. This one is Ancient Sacred Urhobo Spirituality. This is the book that talk about the spiritual practice of the Urhobo people of the Niger Delta. It's a book that focuses on that aspect of African spirituality that is called Obie. The word Obie means that melanated, that dark melanated consciousness of the African people. It's from the root word Obiebi, meaning black. It means melanin. So the book talks about the soul of the African people, the soul, the core consciousness, what you would like to call the source code or 0 point energy. That beginning, that's the thing that we African people venerate before the inception of Christianity. This book explains it for you. In this book, I covered the origin of the Urhobo people, their migration from the ancient Benin Empire, the cosmology and spiritual practice of the Urhobo people, and I talked about the founder of the Igbe religion, Uku Obiesha. I also talked about the founder of the Urhobo nation, Prince Igboze from ancient Benin Empire. I also covered topics that are relating to the deities of Ogun and Olokun, two very, very important deities in African spirituality. Ogun is the deity of war, deity of blood, deity of iron technology. While Olokun is the mother of nature, the divine mother, mother of life, the primordial mother of the universe. This book will explain these two deities for you, give you their characteristics, how to venerate them, how to make contact with them, how to set up your altars, how to contact these deities. I also put in 210 spells in the book to teach you so many things on African spirituality, how to do spells in African spirituality, 210 powerful spells. This book is designed to connect you to organic African spiritual practice and to give you that power of this deity, which is the power of the Ologboshere, the power of the black cats, which have not translated to what is known as the Black Panther. The Black Panther is the cat that is black. That is a Lupai, the black Lupai. In ancient Africa, we have what they call the Lupai society. I'll be doing a video about that Lupai society. It's a very ancient society that was created to safeguard the secrets, customs, and traditions of the African people. It's also a defensive society, also known as the Ekpe society in Yoruba. It has many names in a different spiritual corridors in Africa. This Ologboshere is part of that Lupai society. It's a society that is designed to defend the community and the throne of the king. It's a secret society, ancient African secret society, and I'll do a video on it, so people can be able to know the source of this very thing we talk about today. So this book is designed to give you that knowledge, that wisdom, that understanding of the subject. So it's the first book written on this subject in the history of Africa. So you need to get your copy, Ancient Sacred Rubble Spirituality. You will not find the book online, you're going to find it only here. So please get your copy and empower yourself with this great knowledge. This one is on plasma physics. This book talks about the plasma ring. It is a first state of matter whereby from this realm we can be able to understand the invisible world. This is the world of the spirits, the world that is inhabited by things you can see with the naked eye, by your ghosts, your ancestors, or deities, and those kind of things. So the good thing is that the science have discovered this plasma ring, and that is the essence of this topic of plasma physics. Plasma physics is a physics that studies this the plasma energy in the world and how to access it. In the plasma realm, you can be able to tap and get unlimited amount of energy. This is where people have been able to tap into create what they call plasma fusion reactors or capacitors. The essence of these plasma fusion reactors is how to simulate how the sun generates its energy so that you can have access to unlimited amount of energy. So this book will teach you about plasma physics from a pure Afrocentric perspective and the applications of plasma physics and why you should get into this, because this is the next level. This is where we are going to get the knowledge, the wisdom to build this plasma engine, plasma rockets that we can use to travel from Earth into deep space. Energy that you can use to do whatever you want to do. So once you have this kind of engines built, the sky is the stepping stone for us. We can do anything. So this is the technology everybody is talking about, researching in the world, the most advanced technology, and its origin is from Africa. So you need this book to understand everything about this subject so that you can prepare your mind for what will happen in the future, because that is where we are going. People like Elon Musk, Virgin Atlantic, all of them are building engines, including NASA's. They are all into plasma physics. So it's time you get your hands on this subject now and start studying. Quantum physics talks about the study of the tiniest indivisible particles of nature, which is the atomic structure. You need this book. From the quantum realm, you get into the plasma realm. So both of them go together. So please get this one and get this one so that you can understand what is going on. In this book, I talk about dark matter consciousness, melanin. I talk about negative space, time and space travel, ghost DNA, and the evil forest, and the grand unified God Almighty theory. I also talk about the origin of the Christian religion, the plagiarization of the Christian religion, and quantum physics in general. Introduction to the subjects. I talk about black magic and how all this connects. You need to know all these topics because they don't teach it in our universities. They only teach it in high levels of studies. You will not get this wisdom anywhere. Very, very hard for you to get it. So, but it's now here. You get this book, you get this wisdom, empower yourself and do the needful. Then this one is talking about herbs walking in the shadow of the gods. In this book, I covered major herbs that they use in different illness in African spirituality, from diabetes to arthritis to pregnancies to bone health to different kind of things, different things that can help you to solve problems. You have them here, mixing of compounds, mixing of enzymes. If you want to know more about the plant kingdom, the mineral kingdom, and the animal kingdom, this book will help you solve many problems. So you need to get this one, walking in the shadow of the gods. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than to be a gardener in a war. I wait till London now your mate say pass you. Then if you want to talk about the spirit realm, that invisible reality of the African consciousness, Whispers of Aminte covers that topic. In this book, I talk about some several principles of African uh, spirituality issue, the deity of decision making, the deity of the crossroad. You will learn about Amen or Amen Ra or Hamon, deity of the sun, deity of prosperity, the hidden spirit behind the sun. You will learn about Jehuti, the spirit of wisdom. You're going to learn about Santisma Moriti and Ampu, the deity of death, regeneration, or rebirth or reincarnation. You will also learn about Set, the deity of destruction. And there are over 50 spells also in this book that powerful spells too that we also help many medical problems as well. You will learn about the Ori, about the Hank, about a lot of things. So if you want to know about African spirituality, Kemetic deities, and West African deities, this book helps you. We take you there. So please get your copy of this book. Empower yourself. You cannot say you are from Africa and you know nothing about African spirituality. It's such a shame, actually. So you need this knowledge to do the needful. So please get one of them, or rather get all these books and empower yourself with this knowledge and start doing the things that you are supposed to be doing in this earth. Okay? So these are the books. If you also want to learn African spirituality, I teach it from the ground floor, from the science, the history, metaphysics, and the hardcore spirituality. You will know all these things. If you also want to buy your spiritual items, your meditation beads, your carries, your thunderstone, anti-witchcraft herbs, and perfumes, candles, a lot of items, I sell them here. If you also want to do your oracle tarot divination, I do it on this. Apart from that, I thank you very much, and of course, I'll be as usual. So take care and bye.